It's Gareth Cable again from Empire Wealth. Hope you're well. Look, during this video, I'm going to go through the top 5 mistakes Australians make in the UK time and time again. Look, this video should really help you to be able to identify and try and avoid these mistakes. As always, it's important that you understand this video is based on my understanding of the UK tax rules as at October 2021. Also, the advice is general in nature and may not be appropriate for you given your specific circumstances. So that said, let's get started. So number 5 is UK pensions. Now there's actually a lot of issues in relation to UK pensions that Australians just don't get. Either they don't know what their options are, or they miss out on tax reliefs and associated benefits with their UK pensions. There are some Australians that will actually opt out of pensions altogether, losing thousands of pounds of free money from their employer, as well as all of the relevant tax savings that come with it. There's also pension matching, whereby employers are able to provide you with extra money or match your contribution. So some employers will go as high as 10%. That's the highest I've heard. So effectively 20% is going in, 10% from yourself, and they'll match 10%, 20% going towards your retirement tax effectively. On top of this, there is what's known as the 60% tax trap. And again, this is where there's some significant tax relief available for people that are earning more than £100,000. So I'm going to have another video about that shortly, but again, it's all relevant to UK pensions. As well as investment options within their pensions, most of them are leaving their funds in the default option, which is normally a lifestyle fund or a target dated fund or a balance fund. Now, rarely these are appropriate once you understand how they're invested, and they'll either be too risky, too conservative, or they're not investing in things that you would like your pension to be invested in. Moving on to number 4, and that's leaving too much money in the bank. Now, don't get me wrong, it's really important to have money, a cash reserve for any emergency or opportunity. Now, usually 3 to 6 months of net income is ample. That will cover all of your bills and help you to get back on track if something comes up. However, if you're sitting on too much cash, over time, what's going to happen is with low interest rates and inflation at 3.2%, your buying power is dropping and you're losing money, right? So it's really important that you have a look and see how else you might be able to use that money to better effect. Number 3, not maximizing the state pension. Right? So the state pension is a government-backed scheme that's based on national insurance contributions. So if you look at your pay slip, you'll probably find that your employer is putting national insurance contributions in on your behalf. Now, what's really important is that if you get 10 years of contributions or more, you'll be entitled to a proportion of the actual benefit later in life, even if you return back to Australia. To get the full state pension, you've got to have 35 years of contributions, which isn't so common amongst most of the Australians that I've come across. But you'd be entitled to a proportion. Obviously, you can have a look at how many years you've contributed and kind of divide that by 35 and you can see what percentage you'd be entitled to. But what a lot of Australians also don't know is that if you were to log in, you can actually see how many years of contributions you've made, but also you could make voluntary contributions to fill any gaps where maybe you haven't worked the whole year. Maybe that's when you first arrived in the UK, or there could be a whole range of reasons. Maybe you didn't work for a period of time. There's a fair few different scenarios there, but very important. I'm going to leave details of how to log in the comments below, so I'd strongly encourage you to have a look at that, and it won't cost you a thing. Look, number 2, expensive personal insurance cover that doesn't work. Now, if you've set up an insurance policy back in Australia, you might find that it will not cover you in the UK, or if it does, it has very strict guidelines about what it will cover you for and for how long. Some will require you to return to Australia within 3 months or 6 months, usually at your expense. And this can be really difficult, especially if you're getting medical treatment and maybe you've got your family over here. So it might be too much of an upheaval. So I'd strongly encourage you to review these insurance contracts, because that's what they are effectively, and make sure that you're not paying for something that isn't going to work when you need it most. Equally, it's important if your health has changed or you've got special premiums kind of locked in and you plan to move back to Australia, you've also got to factor that into your assessment. Now on to number 1, the biggest mistake. It's investing in the wrong tax wrappers. Simply, Australians are typically paying way too much in tax. Now, there are 8 common tax wrappers, and just very quickly, general investment accounts, individual savings accounts or ISAs, onshore bonds, offshore bonds, venture capital trusts, enterprise investment schemes, and seed enterprise investment schemes. So there are a lot of different wrappers, and they're effectively different environments, and they all carry varied terms of risk and how long you need to hold them to be able to get preferential tax treatment. And some of them will work better in the UK, some will work better in both the UK and Australia. Most Australians also will not be looking at what the actual allowances are for each of those different vehicles or wrappers. And you could improve your tax position anywhere from 50 to 100% of your income, as well as some capital gains tax advantages there. So, well, that brings us to the end of our top 5. If you can think of any others you feel should have been on there, please let me know. Once again, I hope you enjoyed that video, and to see more like this, please smash the subscribe button below, give me a like, and please leave any comments about what you did or didn't like. All the best, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Thanks.